Didn't I tell you, listener? Ainz Ooal Gown does not know defeat. You aren't facing one supreme being, but three. The might of Anipro stands before you now. Sorry, but you are destined to fail before this battle even started. And welcome to our review of Overlord Season 1. We're going to be talking about the OP/ED, then going into the sound and voice acting, going into the visuals of the show, and then we're going to have some spoiler-free thoughts, and then there will be a spoiler warning for you, listener. And then we're going to talk plot, characters, best boy, best girl, all this kind of stuff you really want to hear. The nitty-gritty of it. Cole, take over this from me, please, for the love of goodness.
Then we will provide our ending thoughts, and of course we will assign a character type to this anime. You know the drill if you've listened to our animes before. We're going to do this a little bit differently though. We're going to try not to go one episode at a time to make this flow a little bit better, and we'll just discuss the arcs of the show. But let's start, as Michael said, with the OP and the ED for Overlord Season 1. What did everyone think of these songs? And
can I have
animation?
I'm going to have a little bit of a hot take here, I feel. I don't know your guys' thoughts on it.
Yo.
The OP took a little bit to grow on me, actually. I've seen
the
nothing
song
but love for the OP for this show. Kind of the whole thing. Is it the song and the music video, I guess is what you'd call it?
Yeah. I think the first OP is probably the weakest of the four OPs for the show. I like it.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not great. You know what I mean? But like the song definitely does grow on you.
Season 3 slaps.
Season
4 is really good, actually. Mm-hmm. Season 1, it's kind of the weakest one.
Honestly, I prefer it over Season 2's.
Really? I like Season 2's.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like them all, but just personal taste, I think Season 1 is slightly better.
Okay. It might just be like the song, maybe. For my notes here, I wrote kind of generic isekai visuals carried by the song IMO, in my opinion, is what that means. And then I wrote, and then I also wrote that I like the bright colors. They put the text in like such bright colors. I liked it.
I didn't. So I'm gonna be a contrarian here. The text was the one thing that like ruined the OP for me.
Oh.
I think like if it was just the music video without the text, it would have been a lot better. It just like felt like it didn't have a place in that in that music video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, text is important.
It just
implementation is important in OPs.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like it matched at all.
I don't agree with you, but I think it's probably best we just kind of leave that there. Like I think the show has so many like unique kind of bombastic characters that it kind of fits to have the bright visuals mixed with like the kind of the dark imagery of the show too.
Yeah.
It's mainly, it just feels like that text was slapped over top rather than like integrated into it.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. What about the ED?
The ED was just a slideshow.
I wrote slideshow. At least it zooms and pans quite a bit and has some nice Ōbārōdo art on it.
Yeah, that art's really good.
The art
is really good.
The art for these EDs are really good. The song, for all you Overlord fans, this song is not good. I don't like this song.
I like this song.
I don't like the stream of consciousness lyrics it's got going on. It sounds like a bad rap. I don't like this song. There's better ones.
Royd.
Yeah, it is Mythenroid.
I know. Yeah. So are all the OPs and stuff too, though. Like,
this OP isn't Mythenroid.
No, but it's the same composer. Mythenroid is just a composer and one of the singers.
Yeah.
Oh.
That composer composes all of the OPs and the EDs for this one.
That's your facto
it's basically
of the
Mythenroid. No, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
I actually wrote "Song is a Bop" Triple L by Mythenroid, and then I wrote pretty good for basically a slideshow ED. Yeah, honestly, it's not like usually I skip the slideshow ones, and this one I was fine with watching Ōbārōdo. Well, basically,
the slideshow works if the art is like really good.
Yeah, and there's enough motion and stuff going on that it's not distracting, but it also isn't like boring to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because of
Ōbārōdo. Yeah. And there's like, I think some glitchy stuff going on and kind of, I don't know. It's just
it held my interest more than a normal slideshow one would.
Yeah. Did the sound hold your interest, Michael?
I thought the music was quite good.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I love the dark feel of like basically whenever Ainz is like doing something crazy on screen, it like gets like very not like choir, but like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Choral. Yeah.
It did a good job. It did a really good job of honestly, like if you took any of the songs on their own, none of them are super special. They're probably like basically generic songs, you know what I mean? In the soundtrack, but the way they just used them really well. Madhouse did a good job of like
mixing
kind of
it.
making it to emphasize scenes in the in the show.
Yeah, it was bombastic when it needed to be. It was kind of silly and lighthearted when it needed to be.
I feel like every track really fit the scene really well.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And then for voice acting, this is where I'm very interested to see if Michael preferred the sub or the dub, because honestly, the dub voices in this are pretty spot on. Like, the dub for the show is pretty good, except for one notable exception. So,
Mike, am I the only one who hasn't heard the dub?
I guess so, yeah.
Probably.
Usually for reviews, what I'll do is I'll watch episode 1 dubbed, then 2, I'll probably flip to the sub, and then 3, I'll kind of like pick which one I'm not sure on, and then watch that one. So this show I watched in sub because I thought the dub sucked.
Really?
Yeah, I was not into the dub at all, actually, for the show.
I liked some of the, like, Albedo's voice actor is really good.
Albedo was good, and Ainz Ooal Gown was also very good.
Yeah,
everybody else was kind of
too, because he had that range that he needed.
Yeah, I really liked Ainz's sub voice, like his Japanese voice. So like, I hope that it at least matches up to that.
Yeah, he does a good
Similar
job.
but different.
I would almost say I'd say it's equal in terms of like quality, because like it just doesn't translate just the way you talk. It's gonna sound differently no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
It is the same feel. It all is good. He's a good voice actor and everything. The one that really made me stop watching the dub was Clementine when she came in.
Oh, really?
Because it is just not good.
Her Japanese voice is like it's creepy
so good.
And
it's
We'll get to that in the plot section. But yeah, I was actually watching it, and I made my wife watch a little clip. I like flipped between dub and sub on that episode, and then I was like, we just kind of like both looked at each other and we're like, what was that? And then we just continued to watch just in sub.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
That's why I was holding it back, because you guys asked me a few times in our Discord. By the way, come to our Discord. Link is in description. That's why I was holding it back, because you were asking me whether I watched this one dub or sub, because I had a feeling that I would be surprising with my choice on that one. I did not expect you to like the dub, actually. That was the bigger take. What else did you like about it?
Well, I just remembered the voice acting was pretty good, except for Pandora's actor.
I didn't hear him dubbed.
Like, the sub is obviously Mamoru Miyano.
Okay.
And he just like full send. Like, he just gives it his all. He's the best.
Oh. World item! 世界を変えるラン強大な力スコーララン方々の偉大さの証ナザリックの最後に眠る秘宝の数々がついに力を振るう時が来たと
But the dub, like, I'll have to show you guys. There's a video like comparison between the two. It just doesn't match at all. Like,
world item, changing the world with immense power, showing the greatness.
Didn't even try.
No, it's not good. And the sub voice for him is the best.
Yeah. Did any sub voice actors stand out to you, Jay, in this show?
I mean, Momonga's, I mean, like, it just really fit the character, and I loved the duality of, like, when he's playing the role of Ainz Ooal Gown, and when he's, like, his, actual self. Like, I like the duality of that. Albedo was really good. Just like from when she goes to like servant to full on like borderline yandere crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For her
Albedo was
love
great.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they kind of like Shaltier kind of gets like that too, but yeah, I don't know. Like I mean, they were all good. Clementine was definitely really good. And then also Pandora's actor was like amazing.
Yeah.
I will give props to as well for Shaltier. And just she speaks like her voice patterns are based on like a red light district lady from like the
a
olden
Gyaru?
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so she speaks like that.
Like a
which is-
courtesan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, so
gotcha.
that's why she kind of speaks very like flowy and stuff. Shaltier stands out to me as well for like the voice acting. Yeah.
I actually thought she kind of actually stole the show a little bit from Albedo. A little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that take.
Yeah. And I think that's basically all there is to the voice acting at this point. I just wrote that Shaltier, Albedo, Clementine stood out in the sub, and then Clementine for bad reasons in the dub.
Yeah. I remember watching the dub when I first watched the show, and I thought it was serviceable, but maybe I didn't have the...
I would say it's serviceable. It's just like mainly the background characters and like the characters aren't going to last very long in this show.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of, you can tell they just got like, hey, somebody walking by, can you come here and quickly record a line for this? And like, you can tell.
Just like guy on the street, like, hey, we need a line for our show. Oh, what show is it? Don't worry about it. Just say it.
It's kind of going to be a running theme for my little review here that I think this show suffered from, I don't think they thought it was going to be a hit when they made it. So I don't think they gave it as big of a budget as it needed.
Yeah, I think
and
that's...
kind of shows in the visuals too.
We're kind of going into the visuals here. Yeah. I think that's kind of one of the charms of the show though, is that the CGI in it is so atrociously ugly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that stood out. That was the first thing I wrote in the visual section is CGI janky.
It never gets better.
Oh no, because the next thing I wrote was
in.
The next thing I wrote was hoping it gets better with later seasons because of budget and technology improving. Oh no.
No, it doesn't. So you just gotta let that roll over you.
This is why Madhouse never does more than one season.
Was it? Did Madhouse do the follow-ups or no?
Yeah.
They're still doing it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is like Madhouse is like one show that they lean back on now.
Yeah, this show is definitely carried by like good world building and cool story.
Yeah.
Visually, it's pretty
whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one part. That's why I kind of felt like the budget was low or something, because it's just like there's so many things where it just feels like they could do so much more with this, but they just didn't. The one thing I did like is it also seemed like Madhouse knew what they were doing when they were actually like drawing it all up. They just didn't have enough time or whatever to actually animate it. Because like when you look at like the setting and stuff and like all the characters look great. They all look good. They all are like interesting character designs and stuff. The way they use like light and the sky and sunsets and stuff like that, and all the lighting and all that looks really good. And it like,
and I mean the art in the light novel is like phenomenal. Like if you look at the light novel art, like holy. So like they really had great art and character design to work with. So that really doesn't surprise me. But like I'm wondering if, because Madhouse also did season 1 of One Punch Man and season 1 of Overlord came out the same year. I'm wondering if like they had a B team work on this while
could be.
The main Madhouse guys were working on One Punch Man.
Yeah,
that could be it.
The big boys were working on One Punch Man.
Yeah, because One Punch Man came out like right after the season that this aired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the CGI is noticeable for sure.
Yeah, that dragon in the second half was particularly... The dragon
you mean the two dragons?
Yeah.
The skeletal dragons?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. When I was watching
no
that,
spoilers,
I was
Jake.
like, this is like the Overlord equivalent of Kaiba summoning his 2 or his 3 blue eyes white dragons.
Yeah, it totally was.
Yeah.
You like one dragon? Well, how about 2? Yeah. There's so many good moments. Honestly, like in it, the CG was janky, but like I didn't hate it at the same time. You're right. It is kind of like charming in a weird way.
It is a little charming.
That's
like
kind
a really
of like
weird way. Yeah.
It's thing. Like Overlord has bad CG.
Yeah.
For
And
like zombies
like
and
they-
skeletons and stuff. Yeah,
It seems like they don't even try sometimes too, because they'll put like the Death Knight right next to Ainz Ooal Gown, and it's like you can tell that's CG. You can tell it's not as good. Why is it right next to this like well-drawn character?
Yeah. No, for sure. For character designs, I guess too. Like we can go into them. Like everybody looks good. Everybody looks cool. You know.
They have a cool character design. They look good. And they're moving. But
which
Ainz
I
in his
think
big
like
robe.
the like cool character design was like the point.
Yeah, they're
like,
all like made by. You got to remember all these NPCs, all of the floor guardians and stuff were all created by essentially people like
gamers.
us.
Gamers.
Weebs.
Yeah. So that's they all look cool.
Yeah.
Spoiler-free thoughts.
I guess I'll go first. Basically, I think this is a really cool take on an isekai as a genre. Like if you're sick of isekai, which is kind of I think why this show maybe didn't get enough love when it came out, because people were so sick of isekai at the time. This show actually does isekai well. It takes all the things that people don't like about isekai and actually does it in a good way. Like there's a reason for this isekai world. There's a reason he was isekai. It all makes sense. It all flows. It doesn't do a lot of it does a good job of showing you and not telling you and stuff like that. All the characters are super memorable. Watch this show if you want just like kind of a fun, I want to say like goofy, but that's maybe the wrong word. It's just a fun romp through like an isekai world with like an interesting cast of characters. That's what this show really is about.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely carried by memorable, fun characters.
There's a reason it's not a 10 out of 10 though. It's
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, gentlemen?
Jasif?
So I did enjoy the show, and I think Mikey basically covered it. Like it's a great it's a great take on isekai that sets itself apart. It's not like overpowered character gets reincarnated and then all the women fall over him and like he gets to live out his isekai fantasy bro and everything is good. Like I mean there is more intrigue to it, and there is like the world building's great. The idea of him like without spoiling it, like something goes on with like his personality that I found really interesting.
Yeah.
And like the intrigue of how that carries over to future seasons really interested me. And just like the world itself, the fact that like they actually like go out and explore the world to like learn about it was really interesting. So like they're really like making an effort to tell you like, yeah, we want you to learn about this world rather than it just being like something that the author lazily crafted up. It really showed that there was a lot of care put into it and a lot of heart put into it. And so I really liked it.
Yeah, it's easy to establish how can I phrase this? It's easy to do...
to believe it?
It's easy to have those things like communicated to you when it's being communicated to the characters as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Because they're in the same situation. They don't know exactly what's going on either.
Yeah. And that's really why isekai is such an easy way to write fantasies, is because like they're learning about the world when you are. So
Yeah. I also just echoing off of what you guys said. It's a good show, good characters. Everybody is. I don't want to get into it before spoilers and stuff. But
maybe the easier way to go about this is: would you guys recommend this show, and who would you recommend it to?
I would, and anyone.
So you'd say if you like anime, watch this show.
I really enjoy Overlord.
I agree.
I think if you like fantasy, you're really going to like Overlord. If you like isekai, you're really going to like Overlord. If you like interesting takes on maybe questionable morals, you're going to like Overlord.
If you like dark and gritty, you're going to like Overlord.
Yeah.
If you like dark and gritty, you're going to like Overlord probably.
Yeah. If you like good world building, you're going to like Overlord.
There's just enough fan service that actually makes sense too. So like it's kind of And it's done tastefully and it doesn't feel sleazy, which I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was never a point where like I thought like, okay, this is too much fan service.
Yeah. Everything in this show just kind of makes sense and just works.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Jay said, there's a lot of care put into it. So yeah, big recommendation from me. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you guys also recommend it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And here I thought I'd be the only one who liked it.
No, like, I wouldn't say I'd recommend it to everyone, because there are going to be people that don't like it if their thing is, like, they like cheesy romance or romantic comedies or things like that. But if you like action, world building, or fantasy, isekai, any of those kind of things, or, like, dark stories or interesting, like, I don't want to say psychological, but, like, on the, like, border of psychological.
Yeah.
If you get where I'm going.
I do, yeah.
Then, like, I think this would pique your interest.
I think maybe the easiest way to say it is watch this. If you think you're not going to like this show just because it's another isekai, it's worth it. It's not just another isekai. It's actually well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say,
There's a reason
boys?
why there's been four seasons of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Anime Protagonist Podcast. 204, signing out. Peace!